Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After that fantastic panel session, which we had on digital payments, transforming the way you pay, and what a fantastic session with the group of experts on the NBFC industry in payments. And a big round of applause and a big congratulations to all the esteemed panel members for successfully having such a wonderful session. And special thanks to our moderator, Mr. Rakesh Kumar, Head of Business Applications from Industar Capital, for wonderfully moderating that panel. Now we move on to our next interesting session and topic of the day on a very crucial subject and a very critical subject as well at the same time: digitalization shaping the future of lending in NBFC. Very, very hot topic these days. And to present on this, I would like to call on stage Mr. Ashutosh Jadhav, Director Financial Services Products from Centelon, our partner. So, Ashutosh, welcome to the India NBFC Summit 2021. We are indeed delighted to have you here and hear from you. And before we begin your presentation, Ashutosh, let me just give you the good news. We are now reading 1,100 plus live attendees. So a lot of people are watching this live, and I'm sure a lot of them would like to know more about Centelon's offering for the NBFC industry. And before Ashutosh starts the presentation, gentlemen and ladies, I would like to tell you, after Ashutosh's presentation, please go and visit the exhibit booth of Centelon, where they are showcasing their products in it. And please know more about their offerings and their products of the booth. You can download their brochures, you can view their different videos which they have for the products. You can interact with their team, chat with their team, and know more about their offerings. So, with that, I leave it to Ashutosh. Ashutosh, all over to you.
Thank you, Soumya. So good afternoon, everyone. I just want to just check. So, Soumya, you can see my screen, right? Yeah. I just wanted to check that. So, hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. So, today we will be speaking about digitalization, shaping future of lending in NBFC. So when you think about future, there are three things that we look at as Centelon. In NBFC business in India, essentially are looking at, okay, how do I scale, how do I grow? That's one. That second is, how do I adapt? There are challenges coming in, new problem statement, new opportunities coming up. How do I adapt? And the third one is sustain, that whatever good things that I'm currently doing, how do I continue doing that? So these are going to be the three main things that we will be discussing today, and how technology, in our view, is going to help NBFCs, do well in all the three areas, is going to be topic of our discussion. Before we get into the deeper end of discussion, a little bit about Centelon. So Centelon is a software products and solutions company. We started our journey started 4 to 5 years back when we started as a consulting company. But and in last 4 to 5 years, we have grown into a team of 250 plus people spread across multiple countries and multiple locations. We have got a wide variety of client base. So, like for example, in consultancy, we are working with ANZ Bank in Australia. We are working in India with ASK Group, and in Economity, Equifax is another of our clients. And we also work with organizations like HLSB, who is a government organization in Zambia. The bottom part of the screen talks about, as a company, how we believe in our products and how have we gone about building the products. So as we speak today, we are clocking a revenue of around 2.5 million per quarter, and 10% of that revenue we are putting it into our R&D business of products and building products and doing innovations. So, and all of that we are doing it with zero debt. So all in all, the message is that we are here. We are a young company. We have built some good products, and we are here to stay. Okay. With that, if we go into the first thing that we wanted to discuss today about scale. Scaling is nothing but growing your business and doing more with in the lending area. Now, the expectation typically is that for one of the levers for the growth is offer multiple products, and not only offer them, but offer them efficiently as well. Just to, if we review the lay of the land, there are more than 16 lending products that are offered by various NBFCs in India. It starts from construction equipment finance, loan against shares, finance of specialized equipments, personal finance, and you name it. And each NBFC or competition is trying to increase their share of pie by offering more than one product. Now, if we kind of put look at the lens of, okay, what is a typical loan life cycle? I'm sure you're not surprised what you see here, but you can, yeah, essentially break it down into four different silos. One is the life cycle portion of the life cycle before loan is dispersed. Second is, of course, servicing throughout the life cycle of the loan. Then there is always a constant communication slash collaboration going on between the borrower and the lender. And then there is some MIS, CXO dashboards, compliance, regulatory reporting side. Now, if you think of, even the new upcoming NBFCs or the smaller players of the game, when you're offering only a single product, you could potentially also offer it just using Excel. So you don't need a system for that. But as you think of scaling and growing, and you start thinking of offering multiple products, and again, as the slide title says, start to thinking of offering them efficiently to make your margins, then things become complex. It has a multiplier effect. It does increase your complexity by that X times of how many products you want to offer. Just to give you an example, say for example, if you were to offer a commercial vehicle loan or a car loan, the things that you would do, for example, data gathering, five classic C's of underwriting: condition, capacity, character, capital, and collateral, maybe approvals as well, and documentation is going to be very different from, let's say, if you are venturing into a trade finance territory. So what we have analyzed over a period of time, looking at different products, their segment, target customer segments, and the life cycle that particular loan follows, there is varied level of impact on different sub processes that we see in a loan life cycle. So here in this slide, as you can see, the data gathering, the due diligence and underwriting, the entire process, the approvals and documentation have a lot of different variations compare, when you want to start offering new products which have a different life cycle. So what we recommend is that you, whenever you're looking for a IT or technology solution for being a truly efficient multi-product, it is paramount that you have a system which has a highly cohesive and loosely coupled modular architecture. It can also be deployed and configured separately. That gives you a lot of flexibility. And the last but most important thing is, it has to have the interoperability of having architecture to have an open APIs wherein integration with third party systems, new systems, disparate systems become easy. This was one aspect that I wanted to discuss with you. The second one is about adopting new business models. I think COVID has taught us the lesson itself, but the thing is that I'm sure in future as well there will be a lot of new business opportunities and business, and because of that, business models will come up, and it is expected that you adopt to it. Now, you're not just expected to adopt to this business model, but we are supposed to do it quickly as well, because time is of essence. There is always going to be competition, and you will always have to be cognizant of that fact. Now, when you look at what do you mean by business model, so a business model means that it's a new or a modified business process. Now, it has its own implications. So the implication it has is, it's not about just new business model. How quickly can you set that new business process? Now, it has its own implications. So if you kind of go down further, I'm sure you can distill more and more. It is about how quickly can you set up the new business process without impacting the existing business process. So that becomes the real problem statement. And your IT infrastructure or technology infrastructure has to should be capable enough to support that. From our perspective, how we look at it is that the answer to that is essentially having a componentized business process or modules. So, for example, here what you see on the screen are the 8 key components of the business process that we believe should be modular and can be set up to adopt these new business models. First, as you can see, is the business vocabulary definition. So this you can think of as that the vocabulary or the terms that we will be using or metrics that we will be monitoring for a personal loan is going to be different to a housing loan, is going to be different to a trade finance loan. So system should be, we should have a business process platform which will be able to help me set up this business process vocabulary or business vocabulary. The second is the personas. What are the different roles that different players in the business process will play? So for example, in a personal loan you may have an agent. For a trade finance loan you can have an institutional broker, you could have a lawyer. So there will be different personas that will play some role in this business process apart from just the lender and the borrower. The workflow itself, on how many stages, how what are the stage gates, etc. And the product factory, of course, the products that you offer to in a personal loan has to be different to a trade finance or a commercial loan, be it the day count convention, be it the interest rate, the way interest is calculated. Think about the charges and fees, etc. as well. The fifth part is, that is also pretty important, is document templates, the overall document management. As part of digitization, while we will probably go away with paper based documents, but the documents, be it words or PDF, the documents and the signing of it, it's still going to be in there. So, and that forms a pretty heavy part of the business process. So having a good engine which will support that is critical. Rules and decision engine, again, that's important to ensure that you can set up your business processes, your stage gates, your underwriting rules, and you name it, and you need a very strong capability around that. Task and collaboration is something which will help you improve productivity, and integration, like we discussed, is going to be key to ensure that the STP is achieved as much. If you now, what we have to summarize this, what we believe is that a zero code platform to define new business process is going to be crucial to adapting new business models. It should be aided with a configurable rules and decision engine. And when we say rules and decision engine, it is just not the traditional rules and decision engine. We also believe that AI, there are different models helping making those decisions, making driving those rules are going to be important. Zero to low code integration platform. Now, zero to low, I specifically put that those two words because sometimes with you can straight away integrate. So, for example, if there is a new age platform which supports REST kind of endpoints, you can do integration with zero code platforms. Maybe for others, you may have to do some sort of low code changes. But I think that keeping that minimal is going to be important, and having such integration platform is a key. And the last but least is the pluggable productivity components, wherein we believe that overall, if you'd have seen, we have come from SMS to emails to now WhatsApp. So there are going to be different channels in which the collaboration of information will be done amongst multiple stakeholders in the business process, and having a pluggable architecture is going to be key for that. If you come to the next one, it's about sustaining what we're doing well and running the business as usual. You're expected to, of course, run business as usual, but you're also expected to innovate. So, if with that in mind, there are three key things that we have looked at. That first is definitely security. Be it access and authorization, the data security and infrastructure security. All of these are going to be the key factors. Staff churn, it's one of the key factors which is facing all industries in India today. So how do we take care of knowledge transfer, the continuity of business processes, and the efficiency as well? And the last part is the DevOps. Now, DevOps is not just limited nowadays only to technology companies. I think financial services providers as well are, constantly improving in new features, doing content delivery, doing automation, etc. So what we have, what we believe is that any technology solution with security first design with a granular role based entitlements is key to take care of your security. Easy to learn, intuitive user experience is really important if you want to mitigate your staff churn. And cloud native architecture with complete automation will give you that ability to continuously innovate and churn out new features as and when, in short releases. Now, while doing that, what is also important is to have a very trusted technology partner so that you can actually focus on what you do the best, the business. Now, with these three covered, what are we doing about all of these, and the principles that we just spoke about? What we have is a suite of products. We call it Finate, and Finate has six different modules in it. So first is Raise, which is used to raise the capital and manage your funding side. Collaborate is a collab smart tool to collaborate with all the stakeholders in the the business process that we just saw earlier. Originate is the four D's. It's data, deal, diligence, and decision. This is the deal origination platform that we have. For servicing, we have Finite InvestFact, which takes care of all of product factory, financial engineering, transactions, ledgers, and accounting. Limits and collaterals is useful for debts which are backed by collaterals. And Monitor is the platform to monitor and give you real time insights into your high value assets. So these are the five products. These five products and the principles are the same. That this is where we started with that. First foundational principle for us was time to market. It's a SaaS based cloud native platform which you can just onboard, and your time to market is reduced. Return on investment, we have invested a lot in building and creating this platform with cutting edge of technology, which is modular in nature, which you can onboard as and when it is required. So your ROI will be high. OPEX over CAPEX, again, we want to ensure that we are, you could use pay as you go kind of pricing models. Ease of use, this platform was designed grounds up by the experts who were working in, alternative investments and business lending flows. So it is highly user friendly. Interoperability, it is built on an open platform so that it can coexist with your existing ecosystem. And also, if there are older and old legacy systems, we can use RPA to plug that gap. And last but least is security first. Data security and compliance is at the heart of the platform that we have designed. Now, this is just a reference architecture of how, on what stack and how we have built the platform. So it has, as you can see, three horizontal layers of UX, services, and data, and it has got a vertical layer on the right hand side around integration. You would see that the architecture is such that it is based on microservices in service layer. Each individual microservice can be deployed on its own. The data layer is polyglot persistence, that we believe that data should be stored in the best way it is served for customers. So you will see that it's not just RDBMS, but we use different kinds of databases. For UX layer, we are using Angular as our framework, and as you can see, each of our module has a different web app which can be again used in silo. For origination, we also have a piece which is built on Salesforce, because we have seen Salesforce is one of the key CRMs that is available in the system. So in nutshell, if you're looking for a cloud native solution which is built on state of the art technology stack, which is secure, modular, and containerized, and also which is zero to low code, we will be really happy to talk to you. So these were the key things that I wanted to pick on. I've just done in time. So if there are any questions, I'll be more than happy to take.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ashutosh, for that wonderful presentation, and for enlightening all of us regarding what exactly Centelon is doing for the NBFC industry. So I request all the attendees that after Ashutosh's presentation, uh, please do visit the exhibit booth of Centelon. It is branded with the name of their product, their start product, Finate and interact with their representatives there. Go through their different PDFs and brochures to know more about their products and offerings, and also do check out their videos and do visit their websites as well. If you have any further queries or any questions you want to ask offline, please connect with them and please take it through. So, after that wonderful presentation of Ashutosh, we end up this particular session and we move on to our next session of the day.